The girl and her little parrot, Lena, sat quietly in her small room, her hands cupping the tiny egg as if it were the most precious thing in the world. The warmth of her palms surrounded it as she carefully examined the tiny cracks forming on its delicate surface. It was hatching. She took a deep breath and, with the utmost patience, began peeling away each tiny fragment of eggshell. She worked gently, making sure not to harm the fragile life inside. Bit by bit, the cracks widened and soon, a tiny, damp baby parrot peeked out, blinking weakly at the world for the first time. "Welcome, little one," Lena whispered, her voice filled with warmth. The newborn parrot had no feathers, just soft pink skin and a tiny beak that opened and closed in search of food. It was so small, so fragile, and yet, Lena knew this tiny creature would grow strong under her care. A growing bond. From that moment on, Lena devoted herself to taking care of the little bird. She named him Sunny because she dreamed of the day he would grow into a bright, beautiful parrot with a golden crest, shining like the sun. Every few hours, she fed him carefully with a small dropper, making sure he got the nutrients he needed to grow. She talked to him constantly, telling him stories about the world outside. Though he couldn't respond, he chirped softly, as if trying to understand. Day by day, Sunny grew. At first, he was just a tiny, naked creature with wobbly legs. Then, small tufts of white feathers began to appear, barely covering his skin. Lena couldn't help but smile every time she saw him change. "You're growing so fast," she murmured, stroking his tiny head. As weeks passed, his white feathers filled out, and his golden crest blossomed on his head. His eyes, once cloudy, became bright and full of life. He no longer needed to be fed drop by drop now. He ate eagerly from Lena's hand, tilting his head and chirping happily whenever she spoke to him. Sunny loved her, and she loved him. A home just for Sunny. One day, Lena decided that Sunny needed a home of his own. She spent hours building a glass enclosure, something beautiful, something warm. She lined it with soft bedding and added a tiny perch for him to rest on. Then, she placed a small glowing light inside, casting a golden glow over everything. When she placed Sunny inside, his little eyes sparkled with delight. He flapped his wings excitedly, hopping from perch to perch, chirping happily. "You like it, don't you?" Lena laughed. From that day on, Sunny would spend hours in his cozy glass home, singing and jumping around. He loved the light, and whenever Lena turned it on, he would fluff up his feathers in delight. But Lena knew that one day, Sunny would need more than just a home. He would need the sky. The first flight, one bright morning, the sun shining high in the sky, Lena knew it was time. She carried Sunny outside, feeling the warmth of his tiny body against her hands. The breeze ruffled his feathers as he looked around curiously, chirping softly. "Are you ready, Sunny?" she asked gently. She lifted her arm and, with one smooth motion, tossed him into the air. For a moment, he flapped his wings wildly, unsure of what to do. Then, something amazing happened. He caught the wind. His wings stretched out, and he soared. Lena's heart swelled with joy as she watched him fly, his white feathers glowing under the golden sun. But then, just as she thought he would disappear into the sky, he turned. Sunny circled above her, then, with a swift, graceful dive, landed back on her outstretched hand. His little claws gripped her fingers tightly, and he chirped, rubbing his head against her palm. "You don't want to leave, do you?" Lena whispered, smiling as tears filled her eyes. Sunny had the entire sky to explore, but he chose to return to her. And in that moment, Lena realized something. Freedom wasn't about flying away, it was about choosing where you belonged, and Sunny had chosen her.